It's football rivals, and we're here tonight for Thursday Night Throwdown featuring the Pittsburgh Prowlers visiting the Mexico City Firebirds. And are you ready for some Week 2 preseason action? I know I am, so let's get this thing kicked off. The Prowlers not getting a warm welcome, but hopefully your voice in the booth, your boy Skip Lloyd, getting a little bit more of a warm welcome as the Firebirds are feeling en fuego about their chances to stick it to Pittsburgh here in prime time. Now we have got quite the season and quite the week ahead, but right now let's focus on this game from right here at Juego Maximo here in Mexico City as we are about to get underway for a kickoff as GM head coach Shaka Caesar brings his Prowlers all the way down from Pittsburgh to face off against brand new head coach Gary Crawford and the Mexico City Firebirds. We are underway, return up past the 20, makes a quick shifty move and almost gets out to the 30. And we are seeing more of Taylor McKinney, the second-year quarterback, who clearly Coach Crawford has taken a liking to through training camp. He is a little bit of a conservative decision maker, but he's got all of those intangibles that you're looking for: size, height, strength, speed, throw power. But right now he starts under center, hands it off, and he gets dropped in the backfield by last year's pick, Dom Gordon, saying hello and welcome. And welcome to you. Thanks for tuning in and choosing Football Rivals as your premier place for some sim football action. McKinney out of the gun, hands it off on 2nd and 12, but he gets brought right down. Jeremy Evans makes the tackle. Unfortunately, it looks like we've got an injury already. Not what they want to see from Melvin Amos. Hopefully that is a small injury and he will be back. Right now, 3rd and 11 for McKinney, and the Firebirds out of shotgun. Tries to throw it, but he gets rocked by Bo Bubba, who's ready to pounce like the prowler that he is. Laying the lumber on McKinney, and already their first-round draft pick making a big impact here through just a couple minutes into Week 2 of the preseason. They punt it away. Little bit of shift on the return, but he cannot get much. And now we're going to see the veteran, Evan McCord, coming out with Jarris Harper and company. See what the Prowlers offense can do. McCord, bit of a conservative quarterback, but he is a field general. Make no mistake about it. This guy's a crafty vet, 9-year vet, and he's got a lot of talent behind him there in the backfield with Harper. Fakes the handoff to the receiver, and Harper binks right up the gut. A nice carry for 14 yards to kick off the first play there for Pittsburgh on offense. Coach Caesar has said he expects more from this team this season, as in his estimation, they underperformed at 7-10 last year. Now screen pass out to Harper, cannot get off the block. Mexico City making a nice stop there. Don't forget, they've invested with some draft picks as well. You can see 2nd overall pick Brian Pillman hopefully throughout this game, but for now McCord dumping it off to the tight end. I believe that's Callaway, who had himself a fantastic season last year. Frank Callaway, I believe, led the league for tight ends in receiving and touchdowns. 3rd and 1, Evan McCord under center, hands it off, he breaks the first tackle, shifts away from another, and Harper only 2 carries, but he is looking good right now. His season was derailed by injury a little bit last year, so certainly Coach Caesar has said he has to be ready at all positions. Handoff here is getting a little bit of spell. He breaks up the middle. That's Deontay Bailey, and almost gone. 37 yards on his first carry. It was very important to Coach Caesar to stock the running back room. Not only do they have Deontay Bailey now, they also have rookie Duke Smoot. So this team is stocking the cupboard at running back. Ooh, and speaking of running backs, that time Bailey's getting dropped. in the backfield. Quite the tackle there. I believe that was Seth King making the tackle there. Coming off the edge, Harper trying to fight through the tackles, but cannot do it. 3rd and long goal now. Around the 8-yard line for McCord and company. We've got 9 minutes left here in the first quarter. We're out of the shotgun. Bailey set to his left as a 3rd down back. He fires it! Caught! That's a touchdown! Pittsburgh Prowlers! Hitting Danny Watson in the back of the end zone. McCord showing exactly why he's a field general and exactly why he's the right guy to be leading this team. 3rd and goal from the 8. Fires a strike into traffic there. Outstanding play by the Prowlers, and they are up 7-0 here in the first quarter. That is a very nice drive for the Prowlers. Now Coach Gary Crawford has got to get something on this next drive for the Firebirds. Let's see what they do, returning it from the 1, brought down short of the 20. Don't forget, new rule approved by the competition committee this year is that kickoffs, touchbacks are old school style at the 20, so really only about a 2-yard loss from where they would have been if he nailed it in the end zone. And they got it there with Jeremy Evans getting 2 yards. McKinney in the shotgun again, 2nd and 8. Ooh, looks like a false start there. That was pretty obvious. He tried to duck back down, but I think it was pretty clear that Donnie Carroll jumped there. Young, quality offensive lineman, a little bit undersized, more of an agile pulling guard type. A little too quick on the pull there as you see another pull, but this time it's from the other side of the line. Not getting enough there. They're looking at a tough 3rd and 11. You can see this Prowlers defense really gearing up. Bringing some rush here. Ooh, careful. The kid threw it into coverage, and you got to be very, very cautious when you throw into the middle of this Prowlers defense, because they massively upgraded their defense in the middle over this offseason. That was new middle linebacker star Teron Sasser making the breakup, but don't forget, they still have veteran Bryson Griffin and rookie Forrest Hawkinson out of Florida State. So they really rebuilt the middle of their defensive front 7 this offseason. Great job by GM head coach Shaka Caesar, who's now got a 1st and 10 with Evan McCord. Hands it off to Harper, who is swallowed up, and he finds a way to fight forward for a couple yards. Make that 4 impressive yards on that carry. 2nd and 6, and a bit of a pistol formation here. Fires it over the middle, complete, and got the 1st down. That was Rogers getting the catch there. Joe Rogers. He's small but fierce, 5'9". Jarris Harper off the edge, but they contain it and actually stop him for a 1-yard loss right there. Big play for the Firebirds defense. They have got the Prowlers just inside their own territory. The 49, hands off to Bailey again, who gets stopped in the backfield. That's Seth King again. He's been all over the place making plays to start this game for the Firebirds defense. And new coach Gary Crawford has told us that he absolutely believes that Seth King has a higher ceiling, and we can see a lot more of it as the season goes on. Now McCord trying to find a receiver, dumps it off, manages to complete it to Callaway, but it is way short of the sticks. Looks like McCord is trying to negotiate with Coach Caesar to stay on the field, but they're ultimately going to do a bit of a pooch punt here and see if they can hit the coffin corner and trap them. Nope, end over end, and it is going out of the back of the end zone. Not a great punt there, as McKinney brings it back out here from the 20. Bit of a power formation here with the end around to the receiver, but he's brought down in the backfield. The Prowlers making themselves known on defense so far today. That looked like Connor Fowler making a big stop there. 2nd and 16. McKinney just gets rid of it in time. Healthy pickup there for the Firebirds as he just avoided Carlos Brewer coming off the edge. This Prowlers defense has a lot of young talent. If they can put it all together this season, they could make some noise in the Apex North. And McKinney just off on that throw. Had a receiver cutting in across the middle. Looked like Dom Metcalf and just completely missed him. Not a good look there. Firebirds really struggling to get out of the gate here. Coach Crawford has said, you know, they have a long ways to go. This team was 2-15 last year, so they're certainly expecting better under his new leadership. But he said it starts in preseason. They got a win last week, and they want to carry that forward with home field advantage and momentum with the crowd behind him tonight. He said he wants to give the fans something to look forward to. Let's see if they can do that. Meanwhile, the Prowlers continue to have good field position. They just have to take advantage of it. McCord gets rocked. Fortunately gets the pass off just in time. Almost a sack on that one. 2nd and 10. 2:56 left here in the first quarter. Hands it off to Harper, who tries to make a man miss in the hole, but ultimately is brought down for no gain. 3rd and 10 for Pittsburgh. Empty set. They've got a trips left formation here. McCord seems to be making a bit of a sight adjustment. He's got time, he's got protection, fires it deep over the middle, and that looks like Watson again coming up with a huge catch over the middle in a big first down conversion. Boy, they needed that one right there. See on the replay, he fires it in, and you could argue that's into traffic, but fortunately he found the receiver, and Watson managed to hold on to that and get down there just outside the 40. This is pretty much where their last drive stalled out. Under center, hands off and blown up. Is that Lincoln? Dwayne Lincoln making a big stop in the backfield on Jarius Harper for a loss of 2. Coming out of the shotgun now. McCord making a little adjustment, sending Harper out in motion. Hits him on the screen, but he does not get the block. The receiver not throwing the block there, and essentially a wasted play. They are just going backwards now. 3rd and 13. He's got Bailey next to him in the shotgun here. Got a little bit of time. Fires it deep, and it's intercepted. The Firebirds get the ball at the 20 and start returning it back up to the 25, 35-yard line. And of course, after the tackle, he's down a little bit hurt. Hopefully he'll be all right. Waving off the medical tent. That looks like Julian Dockett, the cornerback who got that interception. McKinney and company handing it off to Evans out of the shotgun. He's fighting forward for some yards. Great run out of the shotgun on first there. McKinney pumped up saying, let's go. Trying to get off and get the snap off before this first quarter expires. Let's see if they do. One, nope, that's gonna do it for the first quarter here on Throwdown Thursday night. And boy, are we seeing a throwdown. A lot of good defense so far. These guys are duking it out. You can see Coach Caesar liking what he's seeing from both his defense and that touchdown earlier from Evan McCord. Firebirds flipping the field, and they are under center in a power I formation. Handing off, finding some space, off tackle. Getting enough for the first down and to keep moving forward. Big play there for Mexico City. Going back to the shotgun, but they've got a 2 tight end set here. Hitting one of them for a quick pickup of 3. Looks like Levi Hawkinson on that catch there. Staying in the shotgun, single back with trips to his left. Fakes the handoff to Evans, fires it over the middle and dropped. I think that was Colin Schwartz. The drop there. 3rd and 7. McKinney Play action, finds him over the middle, and he's got the speed to juke a defender. And ultimately getting the big first down there. Absolutely what they needed. You see a quick play action fake, and then he just fires one in there. Huge play, exactly what they needed. McKinney, 1st and 10, got time throwing one out of the back of the end zone. I think he was just feeling the pressure, wanted to get rid of it. 2nd and 10, 12 minutes left here in the first half. Shotgun formation. Hands it off to Evans, who's got a little room off tackle and fights forward. Getting some blocking on the edge from his receiver, Jose Rivers. Actually, it was Rivers who made that big first down chunk play earlier. McKinney fires it, almost intercepted. It is intercepted. Huge catch, and he's returning it. It's Amos. Famous Amos tipping it to himself. Give yourself a cookie. Attaboy, Melvin. There was a big free agent battle this offseason, a bidding war, if you will, between multiple GMs for Melvin Amos, and you see why. He tips the ball to himself in the end zone, then catches it outside the end zone, and manages to have quite the return. And this is after having a little bit of a stinger and having to leave the game earlier in the first quarter. Almost got it back out to the 20. Great play by the Prowlers defense. This is exactly what Coach Caesar was hoping to see. McCord backing up and getting sacked by Godfrey. A 12-yard loss on first down. Evan McCord pleading his case as Franklin Godfrey just bull rushes up the gut, gets right by his man. Not a great look there. He blows right past the line, virtually untouched. 2nd and 22 for the Prowlers here. Let's see what they do out of the shotgun. It's a handoff, dumping it to Bailey here. Just a couple yards, leaving them with a very long 3rd and 19, almost 3rd and forever. Oh, and now a false start. What are you doing? Not a good look at the moment. I think that was Dorian Patterson who jumped off sides there, jump false start. Handing it off the edge, Harper trying to make a guy miss, but not nearly enough. They still need 18 yards. It's 4th down. They're going to be punting from the shadow of their own end zone. Got the snap. Kicks it. Goes across the 50, touches down around the 40, and the defense stops him. About the 47, 48-yard line. Here comes McKinney and company again. They are just trying to get some points on the board here. Going under center here on first down. Let's see what they do. Bring a tight end in motion. This 12 personnel power eye here. Hands it off to Evans, up the gut. Only getting 2 yards there. Second and 8 here with 8:45 left in the first half. Hands off to Evans out of the shotgun. He's getting smacked around by the defense. Big plays on the D here. That looked like Forrest Hawkinson making a play. The rookie out of Florida State. Well done, young man. Shotgun, 3rd and 9 for Taylor McKinney. Throws the screen out in the flat, but he is brought down by Teron Sasser, not going anywhere. They were thrilled to get Sasser in free agency and doubly thrilled to get Hawkinson in the draft. Pittsburgh literally overnight turned around the inside of their defense, which was very suspect last year. So very exciting start to the preseason for the Prowlers. If they're looking this fine-tuned already on defense. Can they match that on offense? Got the one touchdown drive earlier, and everything has kind of stalled out around midfield since then. Hands off to Harper, trying to find some room, but we've got a flag. Could be a holding. Zach Wright holding his helmet. Yeah, looks like a holding call there. It's Oscar Meekins. 1st and 20 now for Pittsburgh from the 10-yard line. Feeling the heat from the Firebirds here. McCord trying to escape the pass rush, just throws the ball away. Quick thinking by the crafty veteran. Not wanting to get sacked for any more of a loss. They're already looking at 2nd and 20. Harper in the backfield gets the handoff, trying to find some space, but not getting much. That's about a yard. Seth King and company making the stop there. Shotgun 3rd and 19. McCord's got time, loads up, fires a deep shot, and he cannot bring it down. Hits Rodgers in the hand. He is calling for a PI flag, but he is not gonna get it. McCord put a moonshot up there for him, and he just could not haul it in. At least they took the shot and had the chance. Got to put some stickum on those gloves. Joe Rodgers not able to bring that one in. You know he's going to be upset about that one for a minute. McKinney coming back out here. 6 minutes and change left here in the first half. From just shy of the 50 again, it seems like both teams keep getting stuck around midfield. Fires one, incomplete. Nice breakup. That looks like Amos all over the field with a huge breakup there on 1st down. You can see neither team really having much success through the air so far. Handing off to Evans, trying to find some space, and he is swallowed up for no gain. 3rd and 10 for McKinney and company. Gets the snap, drops back, hits the screen. He's got a wall of protection, but he's brought down just short. Forrest Hawkinson making a huge play on defense right there to stop him just a yard short. But Coach Crawford says, roll the dice, let's go. 4th and 1. Right up the gut, and he's got plenty of daylight. 1st down, the Firebirds not afraid to run it there. That is Burks getting the short yardage carry, Lorenzo Burks. He is a power back for sure, 231 pounds, 5 feet 11. Back to Evans, who gets swallowed whole. Hawkinson really showing up here in the 2nd quarter, making multiple plays on defense. Attaboy, young man, you get after it. 2nd and 13 out of the shotgun from about the 39-yard line. Hits his receiver in the flat. That's Colin Schwartz. Getting a couple there. It is now 3rd and 5. From just outside the 30-yard line. McKinney staying in the shotgun here. Throws it over the middle. That's complete to Dirty Dom Metcalf. The receiver they traded for from the championship Buffalo Brawlers. Metcalf led the league, or tied for the league lead in receiving touchdowns last season. Certainly a guy they wanted to add to provide more firepower. Evans out to the edge, trying to avoid that last tackle by Clayton, but Clayton manages to bring him down. Crawford not afraid to go back to the run here. They are a zone run team, so you know they're going to keep trying to find ways to get Evans in space. And Jeremy Evans, once he finds that space, he's certainly got the ability to make some moves. Last year he had almost 1,300 rushing yards and 1,600 scrimmage yards. McKinney firing in, short, just short of the touchdown. Oh, that was so close. I'm trying to see who that receiver was. Might have been Hawkinson. McKinney backing up, gotta throw it, get rid of it, and he takes the sack absolutely huge. The Prowlers defense chases him down and sacks him way behind the line of scrimmage. How often do you get a cornerback sack? Well, they're going to credit Newman, but really Sasser does the cleanup. Newman got him off balance, and Sasser took him all the way down. They might split that sack, but now they've got 3rd and goal from outside the 20. Ooh, me, my. McKinney takes the snap, fires it deep into the end zone, broken off. Huge play by the Prowlers. Gonna force the field goal attempt here. That was massive. Got Will Clayton making the play twice there. And they are on the board here in Mexico City. Took long enough as Stevens gets it through. It's been a tough sled so far. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of a penalty on the kicking team here. They were not lined up correctly. Come on. You see the kickoff specialist, Cushenberry, not happy about that. Either way, kicks it deep. Returned from about the 8-yard line and brought down just outside the 20. All things considered, not a horrible turn of events considering the penalty there. Let's see what Coach Caesar wants to do. He's got 53 seconds and 3 timeouts. You'd think this is enough time to practice your 2-minute drill, and they are in the shotgun, so let's see how they approach it here. 1st and 10. He's got time, fires it off to his right, but incomplete to Rogers again. Rogers not the biggest receiver we mentioned earlier. He's certainly at a height disadvantage, but usually known for having good hands. Speaking of good hands, gets his receiver in the flat there. That might have been Cheney. Empty formation. McCord dumping it over the middle for the 1st down. That was Gabe Cordani getting the catch that time. McCord looking, he's gonna run it now. He's got room up the 40, the 50, slides down and takes the timeout with 17 seconds left. See if they can get themselves in position for at least a field goal attempt. Staying empty formation. He's got time, but he gets rocked. That's Carmichael making a huge play there. Morris Carmichael, the defensive end, all 302 pounds of him. McCord fires one out of bounds on the run. They're looking at a 3rd and 10. Outside of field goal range at the moment. They'd have to get quite a pickup here to even attempt the field goal, but they've got 2 timeouts left. See if he throws it over the middle. He's got him to the edge. Oh, he had a Callaway at the boundary, but the play is broken up. See if they punt it away with the last 4 seconds. Yep, that's exactly what they're going to do. It's Rutland with the punt there, and that is going to do it on the 1st half. And what a defensive battle here in the 1st half. The Prowlers feeling good about their defense, probably would like a little bit more out of their offense. You're watching Throwdown Thursday night here on the Rivals Broadcast Network. I'm your boy, Skip Lloyd. And as we watch some of these replays here, this might be the biggest play of the game. Bailey had almost a free shot to the end zone, but gets stopped just short. Meanwhile, McCord has had some receivers open, but they've had a little bit of the butterfingers going on today. And that's probably going to do it for our starters. Both coaches said they'll probably only go until halftime with starting units, which means we'll probably get a chance to see Garrett Dowling, the backup quarterback for the Prowlers, who Coach Caesar's been very high on. Had a lot of complimentary things to say about Garrett Dowling. 25 years old, out of Alabama, 6'3", 235. Definitely more of a pocket passer, but he has a big, live arm. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 5. Bailey cutting back, and that is not a good decision. Basically no gain there. Third and 5. Got trips left. Dowling fires a strike and it's complete. A big time catch there by Cheney. Exactly what they needed. See if the second team receiving core has a little bit better hands today than their first team. Dowling keeps it. QB keeper, again, like we said, he's not much of a runner, but he does have size. A little bit of a Mack truck out in the open. He's not necessarily slipping and sliding and doing Tokyo drifts, but he finds his receivers at Cheney again on a quick RPO. Just rifles one in there. Cheney making a great catch and a little bit of wiggle there. Austin Cheney, another one of these small, undersized receivers for the Prowlers, but when they find the open field, they tend to make guys miss, which is a huge part of their game on offense. From the 50-yard line, Dowling's got the team lined up in the shotgun. Hands it off to, it looks like Duke Smoot. Who's not going anywhere, the rookie out of Ohio State getting stopped for no gain on that one. See Dowling trying to make a sight adjustment, hands it off again. This time goes that Smoot up the sideline. No, it's Bailey. Bailey with 2 huge runs in this game. Bailey, one of the smallest players in the league. It's hard to find him. He's 5'5". So he just disappears behind some of those big O-linemen. But nobody's disappearing that time. The Firebird defense was all over it. See what they do here, 2nd and 10. They are moving on this drive. Dowling has to fire quick on the screen, gets it out in space. That is a nice play by the rookie, Duke Smoot, on the screen pass there, getting them the first down just outside the 10, around the 11-ish yard line. Dowling still in the shotgun, sees a receiver, fires over the middle. They're inside the 5. Dowling looking good here. Again, only 25 years old, powerful arm. This time he hands it off to Bailey, who walks in the end zone. Or I should say, Superman dives into the end zone for a touchdown there. And Deontay Bailey at 5'5" is showing what he's all about for Coach Caesar and the Prowlers. Fly, young man, fly. And they are going to go for the extra point here as your boy Skip is going to take a sip of his soda. I was going to say an old sponsor name, but I opted not to because we have not officially confirmed our new drink sponsor for the year. Although we could run it back with those guys you know so well. Just like the Firebirds are going to try to run it back now. On the kick return, he's got a little bit of space, but ultimately getting stopped right around the 20. And it's Hargrove coming up a little lame there. Not happy about that. Doesn't throw his helmet, just drops it. Let's see, now you got the veteran quarterback, George Truman, who a lot of people thought when he re-signed with the Firebirds in the offseason, that he would be the starter. Takes a shot there. But it seems like Coach Crawford is really tying himself to McKinney, and Truman is here really as veteran insurance, which you can't blame. McKinney's an early draft pick from last year, and they want to get something out of him. They know what Truman is, but Truman's also near the end of his career, and, well, McKinney's near the start still. So when you've got a 32-year-old quarterback on a one-year deal versus a 23-year-old quarterback who's still only in his second season, you gotta imagine when a guy's got a rocket arm like Taylor McKinney out of Cincinnati, standing at 6'6", that you're gonna give that guy a lot of rope. Unfortunately, Truman did not provide much on that drive as they punted away. The Prowlers getting up almost to the 40 on that return. Bailey having an awesome game so far. 68 yards and a touchdown on only 7 carries. 2 of those were for really large scampers. Dowling still in the shotgun here. Hands it off again to Bailey, but he gets blown up in the backfield. Only a 1-yard loss, but boy, did he get rocked on that one. 2nd and 11 for Dowling. Handing it off again, and once again stopped in the backfield. Not a good look for that Prowlers run game. 2 plays in a row. Throwing a deep one. He's got Cheney down the sideline. Shakes a defender. Austin Cheney, 62 yards on 3 catches on the day. Dowling to Cheney. Wow, what a duo so far here in the second half. Dowling just throws a seed on that outbreaking route, and Cheney manages to scamper up the sidelines. 1st and 10. Ooh, Bailey almost snuck through, but gets stopped after a 1-yard gain. Empty formation here. Dowling making some adjustments. Feeling the pressure, but it looks like he just dumps the ball quickly, getting a 4-yard pickup there. I believe that was Demarius Robinson, big 6'6" tight end. Empty again. Dowling looking downfield, trying to... No, he's going to tuck and run. He's got space, and he just manages to get across the sticks for the first down. Again, not known as a runner, but he will move if he's gotta. 1st and 10 from around the 15. Oh, Bailey just getting stuffed here. Really feast or famine for Deontay Bailey so far tonight. He's either getting huge runs or he's getting dropped in the backfield, which makes it tough on Dowling here. 2nd and 12 out of the shotgun. Oh, he's getting chased around. There's a flag down, and he gets sacked. Horrible play for the Prowlers there, and it's holding. Wow. Bad all around. His right tackle, Ty Claiborne, gets called for the holding, but they're not going to accept it. They're going to let the sack be the result because it's 3rd and 26 anyways. Dowling flushed out of the pocket, has to let one rip, and he gets knocked down. Big play for the Firebird defense. Big stand for the Firebird defense right there. They needed that stop and going to hold them to just a field goal attempt here. But it is right down Broadway. That kick is good. Kurt Reinhardt getting the 3 points. The veteran kicker feeling ready for the season to start. As Rutland kicks it off, Firebirds returning it out of the end zone, and he gets tackled around the 10-yard line. Horrible decision to bring it out there, but now they've got to live with it as Truman is backed up to the 10-yard line. And about a 6-yard gain there, getting Levi Hawkinson.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 17-yard line.
And they're up for the first down right there. Big play. Burks getting in there. A little bit of an orbit motion here, but it ends up being a handoff, but the Prowlers stop them in the background. Oh no, not a good look at all. Prowlers looked like Is that Griffin? It was hard to tell from that angle. Looked like Bryson Griffin, the veteran middle linebacker, walking off with an injury as Truman is flushed out of the pocket. Ultimately just has to get rid of it. You see the Firebirds have been abysmal on third down today, only converting twice. 3rd and 11, Truman looks, fires, and incomplete. Trying to hit the rookie Rasmussen, but he is draped by the defender, and they are going to have to punt again. Another failed 3rd down conversion attempt. His rookie Jamie Cushenberry punts it away. And Dowling and company coming back out as Cole Cross had the return there, but didn't get very far with it. So Dowling and the Prowlers, 1st and 10 from about the 36-yard line. A bit of a pistol shotgun formation. Doing some orbit motion, hits the tight end, and he throws it deep to no one. I believe that was Demarius Robinson. They were looking for a little trickeration, but he might have just heaved it because the receiver got tangled up in coverage. Didn't want to take the big loss. Going for a trick play there. Dowling forced out of the pocket. Throws on the run to get rid of it as he is rocked by Williams. It was Khalid Williams hitting Dowling as he tried to make a play, rolling out to his left there. Dowling fires it over the middle, and it's complete. Is that Cole Cross? No. It's Ellis. Matt Ellis making the catch there. Big play for a tight end they just claimed off a waiver wire. Big conversion there. There is 15 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter as they're now under center. Going to hand off to Bailey again. Getting 2 yards on that, and that is probably going to do it here in the 3rd quarter. What a match we've had so far. Both defenses coming up huge with interceptions throughout the game. That Amos tipping it to himself was pure magic. But right now we've got a little more magic with 1 more quarter left here to play. 2nd and 8 for Dowling as he hands off out of the shotgun. Bailey not going anywhere, getting only a yard on that one. Let's see what they call on 3rd and 7. Got receivers on either side. Dowling getting flushed from the pocket. Throws on the run. It's tipped. And ultimately, they're going to have to kick it away. A little too far outside of field goal range, I would assume, right here. Yeah, from the 44. They're certainly not going to try to kick a field goal from there. So Rutland punting it deep, trying to pin him back, but nope, it's going to bounce out of the end zone. George Truman and company going to get the ball at the 20-yard line. Let's see what they manage to do, if anything, with it. They have been dreadful on offense so far in this game. Just cannot get things moving. Even though they won last week, Truman, oh man, and they're going to count it as a sack. McFerrin, Flynn, and company might split that sack 3 ways, but for now, we'll give it to Dwight McFerrin. Man, you had everybody beating at the quarterback there. Truman just trying to get rid of it, but he can't even. Knocked off balance and knocked down. 2nd and 21. This Prowlers defense has been lighting up the quarterback so far tonight. Truman rifles one over the middle, but it is a little shallow as Deshaun McCain is trailing Selvey, Aaron Selvey, the receiver there. 3rd and 21. Let's see if Crawford's got anything. Firing it, almost intercepted, throwing it into coverage. Not a good look for the veteran quarterback. You'd think he'd have a little bit more heads up for that. Unfortunately, the rookie is going to be punting from his own end zone once again. Ooh, bobbled snap a little bit, manages to get it off. Kind of a pooch punt, pretty good punt. Ends up requiring a fair catch on a bad snap. Prowlers really have a firm grasp on this game. Even if their offense hasn't been setting the world on fire, they're certainly dousing the fire of Mexico City here tonight. But Bailey stopped again at the line. We said feast or famine for the Prowlers' run game tonight. Dowling got time, rifles it, but wow. Into traffic, Childers making the break up there. It's Henry Childers. Dowling fires one. Wow, where was he going with that one? Dowling was looking better in the third quarter. Not looking so great the last few drives here as we work our way deeper into the fourth quarter in this game. We're going to have to punt it away again. This has become the case in the last several drives, just punting back and forth here. Ooh, that one's a nice punt. Let's see where they stop it. Looks like inside the 20 here for Mexico City. Yep, wow, the 14-yard line here. Let's see what they do on 1st and 10 out of the shotgun. Little motion action. He's got the halfback squatting there, and he hits him. Only a 1-yard pickup. Took him all day to find that halfback. That motion receiver looked like he had a chance as well. They're going trips left here on the shotgun with an ISO receiver flanked out to the right. Oh, and it hits his offensive lineman. Yikes. Third and 9 for Mexico City. Truman in the shotgun again. Just cannot get stuff moving today. Finally, a completion. And he's sprinting down the sidelines. That has got to be the biggest play of the game so far, and he hits Craig Selvey over the middle, and he's also climbing the pocket, stepping up on the run as he throws that one to Selvey, who's normally a pretty good return man, but right there had to make a huge play on 3rd down, breathing new life into this Mexico City squad there on the other side of the 50 after that one. Ooh. Separation. Wow. Second and 10 here. Truman's got receivers open, one over the middle, but one in the flat, and he goes to the flat. Looks like he's hitting Lorenzo Burks with that one. 3rd and 6 from the 40-yard line. Got Guardado going out. Oh, man, he was throwing it. It looked like for Selvey deep. But ultimately, that play is broken up by Quincy Swift, the backup strong safety, making a strong play there. But at this point, nothing left to lose. Going for it on 4th and 6. Oh, he drops it. Ouch. Sasser back in the game after Griffin left with an injury earlier, making the break up there. Denied. It's Garrett Dowling and company probably going to start to milk the clock at this point in the game. .925, they could really start using some clock if they can get even the closest bit of a running game going, which, again, they've had some luck with tonight. And nothing there. Looks like Duke Smoot ran into Childers and company. We are under 9 minutes left in this game. Pittsburgh having firm control. Handing it off again. Oh, he almost had a hole. You saw it break open. Oh, unfortunately, it looks like we've got an injury for the Firebirds here. Not what you want to see. That's Eric Hill, backup safety, really trying to earn his way onto this team, trying to earn a roster spot. It is not easy to do when you get injured in the preseason. Dowling throwing on the run, complete to Robinson. But not nearly enough. They used some clock, but couldn't get the first down they needed. Looks like Dowling's trying to argue to get another shot, but they are deep in their own territory, so clearly they're just going to let Rutland punt it away here. Selvey was back for the return, but did not field it. Oh, and another injury here. Not what you want to see. Might have been Freddie Capers, the rookie out of Michigan there. Truman rifles one in there. It is complete to Rasmussen. That's Kadeem Rasmussen. And we've got a flag on the play. No one wanted to see that. False start on the offense. Cooper Math, no. Not sure. Jeremy Creo, maybe? I'm not sure who that was. I missed the number there. Truman, 2nd and 8. Just gets rid of it off to the sideline. Not good enough. Not good enough. They're looking at a 3rd and 8, which at this point feels like 3rd and forever. They've struggled all day on 3rd downs. Long and short. Truman fires into coverage again. George Truman just not protecting the ball. Just firing indiscriminately here. They're gonna go for it on 4th and 8. Fires another shot and it's intercepted. Just like that, the Prowlers bringing it back, running it, wow, inside the 20. That's Wendell Williamson, the safety, with a huge interception on that play. The Boo Birds are out here in Mexico City. They are not happy with how this game's been going. And if Truman is just going to keep firing balls deep into coverage like that, that's exactly what's going to make sure Taylor McKinney gets the start this season. Not a good look for the veteran George Truman. Dowling and the Prowlers have incredible field position. They can take a couple sacks and still get a field goal. Instead, they run it into the teeth of this defense. We got Seymour and Lincoln and company making the stop. Second and 11, another handoff. Bailey finding the edge, cutting it back in, but there's a flag. Probably a hold. Sure enough. They're calling on the tight end, Demarius Robinson. That puts it at a 2nd and 21. Faking the handoff. Dowling fires it. Complete. Touchdown! Demarius Robinson! The Prowlers putting this thing away. As Dowling fires one a little low, but Robinson catches it off his hip and then dives into the end zone. You are not going to stop a guy like Demarius Robinson when he is Superman stretching. Demarius Robinson, 6'6", 248. Once he takes off the ground, you are good luck stopping him in midair. Obviously, he got the touchdown on that one. 24-3 now as the Prowlers kick it away with just over 6 minutes left in this game. Put a fork in the Birds. They're ready for the grill. Surprisingly, they're letting Truman come back out. I thought at that point they may shift gears and go to Chris Preston, another young quarterback on this team, but clearly they're just going to let Truman wrap up the game here. Oh, Truman taking off. Scrambles and slides after a gain of 6 on that one. 2nd and 4, just under 6 minutes out of the shotgun. Truman hits his running back in the flat, and he just gets forward for the first down. Starting to run a bit of a 2-minute offense here, but I also think the Prowlers are pretty comfortable, probably running pretty soft zones here. Yeah, sure looks like it. He can take anything underneath he wants, but he's going to scramble again for another gain of 5. Not sure what the value is there.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
But Pittsburgh certainly not looking to be aggressive, just bringing their initial pass rush. And he throws one deep. Oh, he just misses it. Fingertips. Molden cannot pull it in. So close. Truman rifles another one. That one is complete. Nice catch. That's Levi Hawkinson, who's had a couple nice plays tonight. Right on the boundary there, getting both feet in and kind of squatting down to make sure he had that completion. From right at the 50, George Truman really hoping he can put some points on the board here. Got time, throws it quick into coverage, broken up again. That's who else? Famous Melvin Amos. These safeties have really shut it down today between Wendell Williamson and Melvin Amos. Williamson's even facing the wrong way right now. I think he was just caught in discussion. Oh, wide open. Ultimately, they're able to bring him down, but that's Pittman making a catch there. John Pittman, second-year receiver out of Villanova. Really a roster bubble guy, but hey, makes a big play here. Good for him. First and 10, 4:46 left in the game. Handoff up the middle. Is that to Burks? Yep, Lorenzo Burks on that halfback draw from the shotgun. Sending Hawkinson in motion. Little trickeration, finds an open receiver, and he brings it in for the Firebird touchdown! Phillip Williams making the catch there, bringing in the touchdown. Pittsburgh really playing soft coverage on that drive, not seemingly too worried. They've got quite the lead still at this point with 4.5 minutes left in the game. But hey, good for Mexico City getting a touchdown in front of the home fans. Better than nothing. 9 plays, 81 yards with that no-huddle drive. Let's see how Pittsburgh takes the air out of this game. Probably a lot of runs here coming up on this drive. Return out past the 20. And here comes Dowling, who's had himself a pretty decent day. Well, that was the touchdown from McCord earlier, but Watson also got a touchdown himself to the big tight end, Demarius Robinson. Mr. Robinson to you. And now going under center, and yeah, absolutely expect a lot of handoffs and clock milking here. Fakes the end around, hands it to Bailey, who gets 2. He's got 2. Better than 1. Bailey huffing and puffing here. But they hand it to him again. He's got space and he's free up to 40. The 50 brought down. Deontay Bailey, even with several negative runs on the day, this Mighty Mite finds a way. He's like Mighty Mouse, putting the team on his back. That was a huge one there. Looks like they're subbing in Smoot now. Hopefully a few more runs for the Prowlers, and we'll call this thing done. Smoot with a moot run. Williams stops him more or less at the line. They might call it a yard there. Staying under center, using this clock. Smoot again, fighting through traffic. Firebirds going to take their first timeout. Not really sure what the point of that is, but Coach Crawford may just want to work on some stuff Some situational game stuff here. Can you learn anything in a preseason loss? You sure can, but Deontay Bailey breaks free again. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Prowlers put it away. Deontay Bailey having a magnificent game. And boy, the Prowlers are already looking ready for the regular season, putting on a show here in Mexico City, and half of it's with the backups. What a game for Pittsburgh. Coach Caesar must be proud of how they are playing right now and hoping that extends deep into the season so they can make a playoff push. After missing the playoffs last year, that 7-10 record, Caesar said, we must be better. And they went out in the offseason. They attacked free agency. They attacked the draft. And multiple trades. Strong competitive bids for players in free agency. Caesar has assembled this team in his likeness. Hopefully year 2 is going to look a lot more, as Deshaun McCain makes a nice break up there. Hopefully year 2 for the Prowlers under Coach Caesar will be a lot more in the image that he'd envisioned for the team. Truman hitting Hawkinson in the flats again. 2-minute warning here. We've got 2 minutes left until this game is all but over. Firebirds in this empty formation here. All day for Truman. Fires one and it's intercepted again. Is that Wendell Williamson with another interception? His second on the day. Truman had forever and a day, and he still throws the pick. George Truman might not just be sealing his fate on the season. He might be lucky to keep a job. What's the point of having a veteran QB if they take all day and then throw an interception? Ouch. Bailey, don't forget the game that Mighty Mouse has had. He has just found lanes, he has found space, and he has broken off several big runs. And he's gotten one from up close, too, at the goal line. So he's done it all for them today. And they are very happy with how Deontay Bailey is playing, especially when he's their number 2 back. They got Jarris Harper as an X-Factor back, but they hand off to Bailey again here, gets a gain of 4. Wow, 21 carries, 145 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Deontay Bailey on the day. Is he going to add any more here in the final minute 10? Let's see what he does. Brought down, he's losing a couple there. They milk that clock. Should be probably the final snap unless the Firebirds are going to get cute and call a timeout. Stopped. Yeah, that one's probably going to call game. They may practice a punt here just because they got a rookie punter. No, they're going to stay on the... I doubt they snap it here. Let's see what happens. 2, 1... And that's game, folks. The Prowlers devastate the Firebirds 31-10 here in Mexico City. Coach Gary Crawford got a lot to clean up after this one. Meanwhile, Coach Caesar feeling great. His defense comes away with multiple sacks, multiple interceptions. His offense comes away with touchdowns by land, by air. Ignore that play because that's not what you were seeing all day. You were seeing the Prowlers managing to make the Firebirds sweat. The heat was in their own kitchen and they couldn't get out of their own way. Pittsburgh does the thing and will travel back home for their Week 3 preseason showdown against the Georgia Wildcats for Throwdown Thursday night. This has been your boy in the booth, Skip Lloyd. And that is all for tonight. Stay tuned all weekend and all week for some Football Rivals Pro League action. Catch you next time.